Well, good morning, everybody. Appreciate you guys stopping by. Today, we're going to be in the vineyard again, trying to put in some irrigation. I'm certain I won't get it all in today, but my goal today is to run all this hose, half-inch. I've done 2 rows already, but I got 5,000 feet of half-inch irrigation pipe I got to run today. And what my plan is to just run it up and down each wire. Just run it up and down each wire and get it set in and zip strapped to the bottom wire. These gnats are going crazy today, so y'all see me doing this a lot. But that's my goal today, is to put in the 5,000 feet of irrigation. I'm just going to run it all the way to the end. And if I have time, I may start putting in some of my little emitters, just to show you guys what kind of emitters I use and what kind of end caps and stuff like that I use. But I'm not going to be trenching today. I may start that tomorrow maybe, or sometime next week. But I need to get this irrigation put in. The emitters, I think, is what's going to take the longest, because I got to drill a hole for 2 for each plant. It's just going to take a long time. But it don't get done until you get started. We got to get started and get this thing wrapped up. So come along as I play with 5,000 feet of irrigation pipe. Well, guys, we are all grateful for things in life. I am so grateful for the wind today. It is super windy, and I am so glad that that wind is blowing, because I would be gassed out by now. It's hot out here. I'm standing in the shade. I'm standing on this shade line. It's hot out there. It's hot out there. Every time I go out there, I can feel that heat, but that wind's blowing across here. Oh, it feels so good. But anyway, we got we got them all up, as you can see. We got all the hose ran down every line. Now, we hadn't tied them all up. I just tied them on the ends, on each end. I tied it down there so I could pull it, tied it up here so I could pull it, and just tied all the ends. What I'm going to do now, I won't bore y'all with that. I'm going to tie it all up. I just got to run up and down each row and basically put a zip tie. You can do it however you want. You can use a bread tie, zip tie, whatever you want. Zip ties are fairly cheap. I buy them in them huge packs at Home Depot, and they wear out in a year or two. That sun beats down on them, and a year or two you'll have them start snapping off occasionally. So you'll have to go back and replace them. But I also have something that I use. These little, I don't even know what they're called. You get them in Ison's nursery, but they're just little squiggly things that wrap around the wire and the hose. And every time I go get them, I just say I want some of them squiggly irrigation holders, and they know what I'm talking about. If you go get a catalog from Ison's nursery online, they'll be in there in the irrigation section. So when you go buy your irrigation, you'll see what they are. But I never can remember what they're called. And I buy them 100 at a time, and I just space them out. And then next time I go to Ison's, I'll buy another 100 and space them out. I want to say they're like 23 cents a piece, 20 cents a piece-ish. And so not too bad. 20 bucks for 100. And then every time I get out here and walk around, I have a pocket full, and I'll just, whatever's sagging, I'll tighten it up. So eventually I'll have it all done. But zip ties are super cheap and super quick to put on, and we can run through it real quick. But I'm gonna go zip tie this real quick. I'll show you the irrigation and show you the little end caps and stuff I'm using. I won't be turning the water on today because I have to dig a trench, and I'm not in the trench digging mood right now because that's a long ways, and I'm already pooped from toting all that all that irrigation, that stuff like to wore me out. But as I'll take you over here and you can see. We have a trench dug underground, so you don't run over with your lawnmower when you go to cut grass. It's just underground, and I have a T, so they'll meet each line, that line, and run together. And these 5 rows, what I did was, at the end of this row, I have a female end where I hook my hose to, because we run water from the house through a garden hose, because we don't have a well all the way out here. And it's just fairly cheap to run a garden hose, or a couple of garden hoses out here. And we'll tap in on that end right there, and it runs through here, down, underground, and it'll go that way, up, and all the way down. And I got a cap down there to where it stops. And then same way, all the way up. I got a cap at the end of that one, cap. And what I do is basically run about 5 rows and just cap them that way. That one fills all these lines up. And once they get pressurized, it takes a minute. Once they get pressurized, they start watering the watering the muscadines. Sounds like a lot, but it's really not. It's really not. The hose, we've just been doing that for years. A lot of people say that's a lot of work, but we've just been doing it for years. That's all we know. Now I would, of course, dream and I would love to dream and have me a well put out here. And that's one of my goals one day. If this thing will start paying off, I'd love to take the money and drop a well out here and have a nice timer system, have it really, really set up. But that's way down the road. So right now it's hose pipe from the house, and we'll probably do 5 one night, 5 another night, 5 another night, and just rotate them all through the summer. And it's always worked out pretty good. It's always worked out pretty good. Well, let me go tie all these up. Let me go tie all these hoses up, and I'll show you. I'll put my irrigation and stuff in. It's nothing to it. Well, we got the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows done. As far as this bottom end in our trench, I am super out of shape. That trench just whoops my butt. But it's good to get some exercise. I'm going to be doing 5 rows at a time because we're pumping water. I know I said that. I think I said it earlier. This is a couple days later, guys. We're pumping water from the house out to here through water hose. We've done it for a while. With these first vines, we do it across the road over here with our other vines, and it works well. I just didn't want to overload and pump the whole property at one time. We just do 5 rows one night, 5 rows the next night. But what I'm going to do is at the very tip up there, at the very top of that row, I'm going to put a female end cap. I'll show you guys that. We're going to run the water down the line. It's going to elbow here, go down. It's going to go underground to a T. It's going to go up and fill this one. It's going to go up and fill that one, and the next one. And as the water flows up the vineyard, I'll have caps on all 4 of those right there. So it'll be filling up from this one, filling all 4, stopping with some end caps, and we'll have emitters at all our plants. That way we just do 5 rows at a time, and I'll keep the water hose ran up along the top. That way I can just unscrew it, hook it to the next 5, run it for a night, hook it to the next 5. And we're using ½ gallon per hour emitters. We use 2 per plant, so we know we're getting a gallon per hour worth of water, so we can sort of regulate how much water we're putting on our plants. And I think I've had people ask me before how much water you're supposed to put on your plants, and I'm probably wrong, but I'm thinking it's like 35 gallons a week. It's a lot. It's a lot of water. But at the same time, when you use those emitters, it's really easy to keep track of how much water you're getting, because you're basically getting a gallon per hour per plant. So let me go put some end caps. I'm running out of time. I want to put some end caps on here, and we'll see if we can put a couple emitters in, and we'll close this thing out, because this is not going to be a long video, guys. Thank you guys so much again. I want to say thank you guys that are interested in this. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed, click that subscribe button, and we'll get to putting in some end caps. Well, this is our female adapter. You just slide it on here. All the pieces just sort of slide in place. You just give them a little wiggle, of course. If you could heat that plastic up, it's a lot better. But I don't do it unless it's cold. It slides right on, and you just tighten it down. And you really don't have to worry about a lot of leaks. It's really, really tight. And that's it. That's it. And you hook your hose in here, it'll feed all the way down and feed the rest of the lines. Now this is the end caps that we use. It's called a flushable end cap. You just put it on same way. You just sort of give it a wiggle and it slides on. You tighten it down. Okay, the good thing about these is if you ever feel like your lines have got anything in them and you want to flush your lines out, the cap just comes right off the back and you can flush your lines out, clean all your lines out. I've never had that problem, but it's there if you need it. Okay, I'll give you guys a quick demonstration of how to put these emitters in. They're both set up the same way on each side. These are ½ gallon per hour emitters. We put 1 on each side. That's a gallon per hour per plant. And that's basically all you need. I see little buds coming out on this one. That's pretty cute. But what I do is I put them about a foot, about 12 inches on either side of the plant. And in about 4 years, I'll go down and put a couple of more, 1 on each end, maybe 2 or 3 foot further down, because your root system will be dragging out. It'll be getting further out, so you'll want to extend your water supply out. So, but for the first 4 years, this right here should be sufficient. We'll just put one about 12 inches. And what I use is a drill. I just drill a little teeny hole in the bottom. You can put it on the side, the bottom. You can't mess up. Just put one in the bottom or the side, either way. And just twist it, push, and it'll click right in. And that's it. Simple as that. Well, guys, not too bad. I got 5 rows done. I just got to put my emitters in. I just thought I'd show you guys real quick. I got to get ready and go to work. I'm sort of limited on time every day except on Monday. But we got 5 rows trenched. That's the part I hate the worst. So I wanted to get that over with. I may start trenching the next few every day. Just go ahead and get that part out of the way. Put my end caps on. That's all pretty easy. You know, the end caps you blow through. And these are pretty easy. These emitters are pretty easy. It's just a standing squatting all the way down the line. You got to come back. There's a lot of these suckers, but it is a huge water saver, and it's a stress reliever. You could just turn the water on, let it run all night. Next morning, cut it off, and figure out your hours. You can keep up with how much water your plants are getting. It's really, really a nice device to have on your muscadines. Now my brother, he has muscadines as well. And he don't have any irrigation. He just goes out at night, and he's a night guy. He likes to go out and play with his chickens, and he does everything at night. He goes out and waters his at night, and he has muscadines like crazy. But if you don't have time to just stand around and water your muscadines, this is the way to go. Irrigation is the absolute way to go. And I would give you some prices. but I can't remember how much everything costs, but it's not really that expensive. It's not really that expensive. And if you got this many muscadines, it is well worth having. But guys, thank you guys so much for checking out my channel. Again, if you're not subscribed, click that subscribe button. I got a ton of muscadine videos I'll be putting out through the year. I'll be doing a ton of other stuff. Our pigs come in a week or two. Our meat chickens, I believe tomorrow I may be moving our meat chickens out to the movable pens. Hopefully our quail will be laying eggs pretty soon. I just put a bunch of duck eggs on the incubator. We're hoping to get some queen cells out of our bees. We got swarm traps put out. Hopefully we'll catch a swarm. The gardens, we hadn't even started in the gardens yet. We just got a ton of stuff that's about to take off. So if you haven't subscribed, click that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. Hopefully we can teach you guys something about muscadines or something on the farm. And leave some comments below. I learn a ton from my subscribers. I really do. I got some super subscribers that are really smart, and you guys help me out a lot. I really appreciate it. Also, I'm trying to go live every Monday night at 9 Eastern. If you want to come in and have some fun, go live Monday nights at 9. It's a lot of fun. We have a really good time going live. That's my favorite thing to do. But guys, let me let you go. I love y'all to death. Do me a favor, have a wonderful week, and we'll see you on the next video.